This is John Paul Rye. I'm coming to you from Tokyo, Japan. Got a little wind in here. If you hear it, I apologize, but it kind of fits the theme of The Evil Dead, which is kind of a spooky movie. Well, kind of spooky, kind of comedy. Basically, what it is a movie with a cult following that's been around since 1981. And now they're going to replace Bruce Campbell, Ash Williams, the male lead, with a female lead, which is fine if it's done properly and they pass the torch. But in this case, they're just going to kind of get rid of him and, well, put in a female lead because it's current. Let's take a look. Speaking to Empire in the Heroes issue, Ash himself, aka the ever-groovy Bruce Campbell, opened up about the latest developments around the new film. We're just getting off the phone with Lee Cronin, who is writing and directing the next Evil Dead. He confirmed when asked whether there was life in the old cabin in the woods. It's called Evil Dead now. Sam handpicked Lee. He did a cool movie called The Hole in the Ground. Okay, whatever that was. We're going to get that sucker out as soon as practical. Which is a kind of cool line, by the way. Haven't quite heard that before. As in Fede Alvarez's 2013 Evil Dead, this one won't feature Ash, who has hung up the chainsaw and shotgun for perhaps the last time, and will, by the sounds of things, center on a female protagonist. From this point forward, they kind of have to stand on their own, which is fine and liberating, says Campbell. Because that's what the fans want from a franchise. They want it to be liberating for the writers and the long-term actors. You could have different heroes, different heroines in this case. This one's going to be a little more dynamic, he added. We just want to keep this series current. Okay, they meant. And the mantra really is that our heroes and heroines are just regular people. That's what we're going to continue. Heroines. I corrected myself. Keep going. The Evil Dead movies were created by Raimi and starred Bruce Campbell. The original was released in 1981 and spawned 2 sequels, a popular TV series, and the aforementioned 2013 film. Sam Raimi is directing Doctor Strange 2 for Marvel, and I can't help but think that the title of New Evil Dead is now similar to the Marvel Comics initiative that promoted the PC culture and replacement of classic Marvel characters with politically correct characters. That's what I'm saying. So I guess this article, which I believe is comic book news in this case, is on my side, because what I think is these characters over the last 5 years especially have been replaced with politically correct replacements deliberately, not because it's naturally happening. They're pandering to audiences and insulting the audiences, like with Finn at the same time. Basically, Finn is a black man, and Star Wars should have a strong black lead if we want it to be truly good and diverse. What they have is a wimpy black man who gets beat around by girls and does nothing. So what they're really doing is they're insulting the people they're trying to pander to. That's what I don't like. People flip it around and say I'm racist. I don't like the actual skin color of the person. That would be ridiculous. Look at the writing, look at the movies, compare them to the movies in the past. Unfortunately, the same appears to be happening to the Evil Dead franchise, similar to Disney Star Wars, Speak of the Devil, Ghostbusters, Doctor Who, and let's not forget Dark Fate, T6, where they replaced John Connor with Danny Ramos. All I'm saying is if they properly pass the torch, let's use Star Wars again, because everyone knows it, as an example. If Luke trained Rey, if she was modest, if she looked up to him, she respected him, we'd like her a lot better, even if she was a bad character, because the torch would at least be properly passed. We'd at least get some respect, but they didn't do that. She's awesome. She's the bestest ever, as Lord Doomcock puts it, and she's got to tell Luke, he's doing the wrong thing. So the torch is not passed properly, and in this case of the Evil Dead, which we're talking about, it looks like the torch will not be passed. The writers behind the scenes are just like, we need a woman now. It's current. That's the thing everyone's doing. Let's do it with the Evil Dead. And that doesn't work. So I won't be watching it, interested, none of that. But the news is interesting because it's yet one more franchise who is admittedly jumping on the bandwagon. Anyway, I'm doing shoutouts, special thanks, things like that. Amber Heard vs. Johnny Depp, some Star Wars, some Japan vlogs, whatever's current. Trying to keep it not so serious these days because there seems to be a lot of problems in the world, more than I'm used to. If you subscribe, you'll get videos. If you don't subscribe, I guess I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.